This is Home Remodeling Week on Good Morning America. Each day this week, our house doctor, Ron Hazelton, is going to show you a home that won a 1999 Contractor of the Year award, sponsored by the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. And Ron joins us this morning from Washington, D.C. Ron?
Good morning, Charlie. Well, I'm in the backyard here of the first of the 5 houses we're going to see this week. This is a beautiful 100-year-old brick colonial with just a touch of Georgian influence, sitting here maybe just a couple of miles from Capitol Hill and the White House. Now, one of the recurring themes in this house, and you'll see it show up again and again as we go through, are these arches, like the one over this doorway right here, or the one over this, the ones on the top of this wall right here. I'm going to start your tour right in here in the sunroom. Now, if you take a look at the before pictures of this room, you can see that a leaky roof up here really damaged these walls, and this room ended up being very damp and very unattractive. But there have been new French doors installed right here with these fan lights or fan windows up on the top, and there's just wonderful sunlight streaming through here. And because of the detail in this doors, this room has a very warm and cozy feeling. And I love this wallpaper right here. It's simulated stone. A lot of this remodeling project actually took place upstairs. Now, this room right here was a guest bedroom. The family wanted to convert it into a family room, so here's how it looks right now. Very, very comfortable, fire blazing away up there. This is a bathroom that was next to that room. It has now become the family's piano room or music room. Now, if you take a look at this project as a whole, what it's done is it's converted some rooms that were very small, very cramped, and had small doorways, opened it up with these beautiful arches right here that you can see. Also, I want you to take a look at this wainscoting right here. The wainscoting leads down the stairway, and some of it is old, some of it's new. You really can't tell the difference. But look at this beautiful window up here. That's one of the original ones. Again, that arched shape. Now, this is a point that I'd like to make to you. If you're doing this kind of a project, you want to retain the details from the original structure and integrate those into the new as much as possible. For example, this is an old arch, but there were a lot of new ones in here. Tom Glass, the contractor builder. Tom, how did you construct these arches?
Well, what we do is we make forms similar to this one, made out of 3/4 inch plywood, 2x4 blocking. These are installed in the frame wall during construction, then concealed in drywall or plaster. We also use what's called bending ply. This is very easily conforms to any arch radius as a trim piece.
Great. All right, listen, we'll talk to you again in a second, but I want to show you right now what is the highlight of this remodeling project, and that's the kitchen. It's through this doorway right here. Now, if you take a look at the before picture on this and you look way to the back, you can see this room was kind of pinched and narrow because of a servant stairwell that was taken out. The room was stripped right down to the studs. Everything was gone, and this is the way that it looks now. One of the things I love about this kitchen, this oversized work island, ample countertop space up here. And look at this, a customized food pantry here. You can reach even back to the deepest recesses by swinging out these hinge sections right here. And speaking of deep, all the sinks in here are deep stainless steel, easy to wash pots and pans. Look over here on the corner. Actually, all 4 corners of this work island have a hidden towel rack. Allows you to dry your towels while keeping them out of sight. And here we've got not 1, but 2 pull-out storage areas for trash and recycling. Over here on this side, a built-in warming oven, commercial gas range. Up here, a customized stainless steel hood. Again, this curve, picking up the curve up here, and look at this, a slotted shelf right here so that you can use it as a warming rack. Now I'm going to move over here to this end of the kitchen over here where we've got a beautiful seating area, antique hutch. And Tom, I love what you did with this window box right here, or actually this window seat. You've built it right into this otherwise unusable corner.
Right, you never have enough storage in a kitchen, so we've included these nice deep drawers under the banquette.
I can see why you won the award. Congratulations.
Thank
Charlie?
you, Ron.
All right, thanks very much, Ron. The whole thing, do you have any idea of expense, how much it cost?
It ran about $675,000.
And we're in a neighborhood here where I would imagine the average house price is what? Well over
$1 million.
Well over $1 million.
All right, thanks very much, Ron Hazelton. Well, Ron's going to have makeovers in all different categories, but that one really beautiful and very complete. We'll be back.
Good Morning America's winning home makeover series is brought to you by Lennox and by Visa.
Good Morning America's Winning Home Makeover series is brought to you by Roundup and Pier 1 Imports.
Today we're going to go down to Alexandria, Virginia on day 2 of our week-long series on award-winning home makeovers. Each of the spaces you'll see during the week has won a 1999 Contractor of the Year award from NARI, N-A-R-I, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. And today our house doctor, Ron Hazelton, is focusing on exterior renovations, a way of adding some curb appeal to your house, which is, I guess, like saying sex appeal for a house. Ron?
Well, does that make me the resident expert on sex appeal?
Yes, it does. All right.
This renovation project actually had 2 objectives. The first was to create a serene outdoor retreat, if you will, on this rather busy corner lot. A lot of traffic right here. And the second was to add some interesting architectural details to the exterior. Now let's take a look at the front of the house before here. You can see it was rather plain. The owners wanted to add an entryway that really had some punch. So to accomplish that, the builder used these columns, a brailled balcony up here, double French doors that are sort of capped with an arched dormer. And leading up to the entryway right here, we have 2 fountains that flank this, but you don't just walk by these fountains, you actually walk over them on this stone walkway. Now, 2 other things that changed in this renovation were the driveway and the walkway. If you take a look at the before picture here, you'll see that they're very straight and they're hard surfaced. Well, now they're gracefully curving pathways that are not made of concrete or asphalt, but these small round rocks. Now, over here on the front of the yard, there's a mound or a burn which buffers some of that traffic noise coming in from the street. It also gives this front yard a little bit of interest where it would otherwise be completely flat. Now, if you're going to put stones down on a driveway like this, you'll find that you'll help you avoid problems with roots and also frost heaves, but you can't put those stones directly on bare ground. This is Anthony Wilder. Anthony, how are you? Anthony was the contractor on this project. What do you have to do before you put the stones down?
It's imperative you use a silk cloth. It's a
We got some down here.
barrier.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a weed barrier. It's the only way to go. It's
Okay.
very important. You also can put it under the mulch.
Okay. Let's walk over here and take a look at the end of the house. Now, this was very plain, just jutting up here, no
Yes.
windows or anything right here. I like what you did. You added an arbor right here to give it a little bit of detail.
Yeah, it sort of gives it a buffer and softens the garage.
And those,
Yeah.
that'll be completely covered with plants, maybe by the
Absolutely.
summertime?
Flowering vines.
Now, this arbor right here, this is called a pergola.
Yeah, this is sort of a pergola or a gateway to the garden.
Now, why did you place this right here?
This was sort of focused on these trees to keep a nice natural flow from the front to the back.
And this also will be covered with
It'll be
plants?
profuse with flowers hanging out of it.
Great. See you in a couple minutes.
All right, a few.
Now, you may not believe it, but this is a prefabricated garbage shed right here. Let me open the door so you can see the inside of it. And the reason you don't realize it's a garbage shed is that it's disguised behind all this lattice work and these columns. However, this is off-the-shelf material. This is all plastic, never has to be painted hollow on the inside. And this column right here, well, it's not wood, but it's actually also made of plastic, a resin, just like this. Now, the backyard of this house, if you take a look at the before shot, used to have a rather unattractive porch. That came down, went away during this renovation, and was replaced with this. This is a combination summer back porch and winter sunroom. And if you look right up on the top here, you'll see a large glass cupola. And if you look inside, you'll notice it's actually the skylight. And even though there's a lot of trees around here, there's plenty of light flooding into this room, and that gives us a sense of greater height right here. Over here, the favorite part, my favorite part of this renovation project, a cascading waterfall, a gently flowing stream, turns this backyard into a piece of paradise. To get across it, you walk on these rocks, which are supported on steel rods, and this waterfall right over here is positioned so that you can enjoy it from the outside, but also you can see it from inside the dining room, so you can enjoy it both inside and outside. But this paradise has not one, but 2 waterfalls. The second one is right over here. And believe me, when you stand between these 2, you're surrounded by the sound of gurgling water. And this one you can see from inside the kitchen. Notice the view looking right through that banquette there. Well, this is Wendy Snyder. Wendy,
Hi, Ron.
you must really love this.
We
You know,
love it.
If you take a look at this before we did any of this work, and then contrast that with the way that it looks now, is absolute transformation.
It's remarkable. It's completely transformation. It changed our whole experience of our own home.
It's beautiful.
Come home at the end of the day, it's like being away from the city. It's wonderful.
Anthony, congratulations. Can understand
you,
why you
Ron.
got the award. Okay,
Very
Charlie?
All right, Ron, it's my daily question, I guess, but overall, what did that cost?
This was a little over $200,000.
$225.
But I want to make the point that you can construct a fountain in a stream like this for as little as $5,000, $5,000 to $10,000.
Well, of course, that's important. I saw 2 fountains, 2 waterfalls in the back. All of that, of course, adds tremendously to a home. Do you suspect that it increases the value of the home as much as the project cost?
Oh, absolutely. You only have to look at those pictures, the way this looked before, the way it looks now. I mean, this is a different place.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, Ron Hazelton.
See you tomorrow.
We'll be back with our series Lose Weight with Good Morning America, our regular Tuesday series, after this commercial break. Talk about getting rid of pregnancy pounds.
Good Morning America's Winning Home Makeover series is brought to you by Visa and Pier 1 Imports.
And so we return this morning to our series this week on remodeling your home. Come with us now to Alexandria, Virginia. Each one of the homes we've been showing you this week has been honored with a 1999 Contractor of the Year award from the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. And it pretty much takes only one look to see why. Today, our house doctor, Ron Hazelton, shows us a loft-like condo that's more like, well, a house and an art gallery. Ron.
Oh, indeed. And this beautiful view of the Potomac River just south of Washington, D.C. was something that the owners of this condominium really wanted to capitalize on in this renovation. Now, originally, this was 2 small apartments, and as you can see in this before picture, the rooms were cramped, they had limited light and limited views. Well, a lot of walls were moved, some were taken away altogether, and the end result was this room right here, which is this focal point of this whole project. Now, this is Cynthia Boyer. Cynthia, you're the owner of this house, proud owner, I suspect.
We certainly are.
What was your plan, your mission on this project?
Well, I'm an artist, and I wanted to have a comfortable place to live that would give us a chance to show all of the art that we've collected over the years.
Well, I think you certainly have accomplished that.
Thank
I'd like
you.
to come back and talk to you in a little bit, but I
Good.
want to show everybody some of the details in here right now.
Thank you.
Now, if you look around this room, you're going to see no television anywhere, and that's because it's hidden behind this sliding panel right here. This is something actually you could do yourself. It uses standard sliding door track hardware on the top, and the panel itself could be a piece of plywood or even a hollow core door. Now, if you take a look at the fireplace that was on the end of this room in this before photo, you get a good look at it. Well, that's gone away, and it's been replaced with this version right here. You notice the hearth is raised up. It forms a long seating bench here, and there's a built-in stainless steel box right down here for firewood. Now, when the Boyers started to design their bathrooms, they wanted bathrooms that would be suitable to their lifestyle right now, but also bathrooms that they could adapt to their changing needs as they grew older. Now, this is a picture right here, a before picture of Al's bathroom and the vanity. That's been replaced with this vanity. Interesting thing about this countertop right here is not resting on the cabinet. It's actually supported on some steel braces that go into the wall here. So if they want to in the future, the Boyers can pull this cabinet out, this will support itself, and this would be accessible for a wheelchair. Also, the shower in here is user-friendly to people who have any mobility problems. This built-in bench allows you to sit down here and take a shower. Grab bars allow you to get up easily. And they've even designed this so that they could remove this door, put a wider one in, which would give you wheelchair access to the showers. Now let's take a look at Cynthia's bathroom next door. This Caribbean motif right here features a tiled vanity, and you can see those great lights on the side, perfect for makeup, applying makeup or shaving. On the back wall here is a painted motif, a painted mural, underwater scene, kind of whimsical. And then on top of the backsplash here, this wonderful glass tile, and that same glass tile is used over on the other side of the room to trim out around the bathtub. Now, right here is a cabinet that I think has got 2 very interesting features. This shelf right here is wood on the front, but there's a glass insert right here, so that the light from these 2 fixtures here can pass through this shelf, illuminate these objects, and then pass all the way down to the bottom. Also, back up here on the top, notice there's a hole cut in the back of the cabinet. Let me show you why. But, oh, by the way, take a look in this before photo of this foyer, this entryway before the renovation, and then compare it with the way that it looks right now. Now, this is the back side of those cabinets that we just saw a moment ago. These are the cutouts. This allows natural light to flow into this room from the living room because this room has no windows. Right, now remember what we said, that this was originally 2 small apartments? Well, this before picture shows you the wall that used to be right over here. That wall has gone away, been replaced with this cabinet right here. This is Jonas Karnemark. Jonas, are you here somewhere? There he is. Tell me, why did you put this in here, and what function does it really serve?
Well, what we tried to do was to define the 2 areas while keeping it still open, and it served to solve the program needs of displaying art and dining storage.
So it serves as a wall, but it's really not a wall.
Exactly.
Okay, catch up with you in just a second. Take a look at this before photo of the kitchen. Notice that big, bulky copper hood over the work island? Well, that's been replaced with all of this. I'm going to give you a really quick tour of some of the highlights here. A double level island. This side you can actually sit at. This one you can stand to work. A little storage area over here for appliances, keeps them out of the way. And this kitchen is loaded with pull-outs for under cabinet storage. Almost every base cabinet in here has got some kind of pull-out device. Okay, I'm going to take you back out to the dining room now. To get up before, look at this before photo of the dining room. You can see what it looked like. That, of course, has been replaced with this and this wonderful sort of raised ceiling right here. How'd you accomplish that?
Well, by using this drop soffit system, it really defines the area that it's in, but also gives you a sense of vertical space.
Great. Okay, well, come on over here. I want to meet everybody. Just to get one last shot. We're rushing everyone out here. Jonas, come on around and have a seat. You must be just tickled pink with the way this has turned out. By the way, this is Cynthia's husband, Al.
I really am, Ron. It's just a wonderful conclusion. There's nothing I would change. It was a team effort from Jonas to our interior designer, Sarah Purdy, who helped find all the things that were in my head and make them into reality. We're
Well,
happy.
congratulations to you. Jonas, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Another award-winning design. And tomorrow we're going to take you back in time to a historic preservation project.
All right, our thanks to you, Ron, and we thank the Boyers for letting us in their home, and Mr. Karnemark for joining us as well. We should say, of course, that a lot of the homes that we show you in this series are done, well, they're very expensive, it's quite clear. But we still love some of the tips we get along the way, like that disappearing TV that just about anybody can do. And we'll be back with more just ahead.
Good Morning America's Winning Home Makeover series is brought to you by Roundup and Visa.
Today we do have the 4th part of our special series on award-winning home makeovers. And so we're going to join the house doctor, Ron Hazelton. And this morning he's in Bedminster, Pennsylvania, and going to show you how 2 very talented homeowners, plus 1 designer, made everything new look old again. So here comes Ron now, looking like he's starring in the musical Oklahoma. Very
Morning,
nice.
Charlie.
Very nice, Ron.
Oh, ho there, John. Okay. Say good morning, Charlie,
Hey there.
to Chris French here, my driver.
How you doing?
And the owner of this place. I'm going to go down. You might also want to say hello to John up there. Okay. Now, when Chris and his wife, Betsy, bought this house about 6 years ago, they just immediately fell in love with its charm. But they began to feel a little bit cramped, so they did a major renovation, and they built a major addition here. Now, this section of the house right over here is the original farmhouse built in the 1700s. This section right here was added about 30 years ago, and that far section over there is brand new. Now, you can get a better idea of what happened here if you take a look at these pictures of the back of the house. This is the before picture right here, just showing the main house and that 30-year-old addition, and here's the way it looks today. Now, the challenge here was to combine a 200-year-old structure and a new one, maintain the architectural integrity, but have modern amenities. They did a fantastic job. Let me show you. We'll go in the entryway here. This is the old house, 200 years old. Let me put my hat down there. I'm going to take you right into the dining room. Now, here's a picture of what this used to look like. The walls in here were plaster. Betsy decided she really wanted to get a look at the stone behind that plaster, so she took it off this wall right here. She liked this so much, she took it off the other 3 walls. I think you got to agree, this is gorgeous. Now, here's one thing, though, she didn't change. See how this lintel kind of sags down here? That's what gives this house a lot of character. Now, I'm going to be walking in a moment out of the older section of this house into that 30-year-old addition. Now, that was previously the kitchen. Now, take a look at this shot right here. You'll see what this kitchen used to look like. And then the renovation was done with the same 30-year-old section. This is what it looks like right now. Now, one of the tricks here is to take a state-of-the-art kitchen and make it look like it's 200 years old. They didn't do that exactly. They did some very nice things here. These are very simple shaker-style cabinets, but inside these cabinets are conveniences like this. A drawer that turns into, I get it here, yep. Oh, well, it turns into a carving board. Actually, if I can get this to work here, there we go. And down here, we've got a drawer, a silver holder here, also inside this very simple cabinetry. Here, plenty of storage for garbage, and in this case, dog food. Now, there used to be a gigantic fireplace over here. It protruded too far into the room. It was taken down and replaced with this one, which was made from stones that were taken from fence rows about 3 miles from here. That's why it looks so much like the original. I'm at the end of that, right at the edge now of that 30-year-old structure, about to pass into this brand new section. Take a look at this fireplace over here. Beautifully designed, looks like the period, made of that same old stone. Down here on the floor, these wide plank pine boards, recycled lumber, same as the beams up here on the top. Now, both Chris and Betsy are horse lovers. They've got 4 of them here on the property. You met John. So they incorporated this tack room into the house. And I'm telling you, I wish television had smell, because the aroma of the leather in here is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm going to take you upstairs. Come on back into the hallway right here. Now, this is a sort of a stairway with a landing, which means that the stairway takes up less room in the house. Also, it's got this curved wall right here. Many of the corners in this house are curved. It gives it, I don't know, kind of a soft warmth that I really like. Now, take a look at this photo. This used to be a cramped upstairs bedroom, and now it's in construction, as you can see right here. It's finished now and turned into this lovely guest room. They did, though, lose some windows in here, so those were replaced with these skylights, which can be opened. Step over here. Look at this bathroom. I love this door that follows the rafter line here. Inside, what a soaking tub, huh? This old clawfoot really isn't old. It's actually a brand new reproduction, which you could get yourself. Now, I'm going to take you over here into the master bathroom. Excuse me if I'm a little bit out of breath, but this has so much to show you here, I don't want to miss anything. All right, we got the shower here on the right, this luxurious oversized whirlpool tub. Of course, around here, the double sink. Now, you'll notice up here on the top, stenciling all through this house that ties this place together. Let me show you really quickly how you can do that. This is acrylic paint right here. I'm just going to dab some of this on the paper towel. This is a plastic stencil, just taped in position. Just use the stencil brush like this in the openings. Lift it up. There's your stencil. When you've got all this done, you move it down 1 row. On into the master bedroom. Take a look at the view out this window. This gorgeous fireplace here, designed as a period fireplace, but they added this curved hearth down here, which is gorgeous. And talk about views. Come here, look at this. Double French doors that open out onto this wonderful balcony. There are views everywhere you look in this house, and that's one of the reasons they incorporated so many windows. But even though there are a lot of windows here, they're still all period looking. They've got the divided lights, and they look like they just simply belong here. But probably the best opportunity to view what's around this house right here is from this terrace right here. Hey guys, how are you?
How you doing? Doing good.
Thanks for the ride, Chris.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And this is Brett King. Brett is the designer-builder for this project. Brett, excuse me for catching my breath here, but you had so much I didn't want to miss a thing. What was the biggest challenge in doing this?
Well, there's many challenges on this project, and I enjoyed each one. But from simulating the old wood into the new was a great challenge, and finding the beams and the stonework, just to be sure everything complemented the old, was a great challenge. So we enjoyed it greatly.
Great. And you must be really pleased with this.
I really am. I love it here. It's great.
Charlie?
Ron, just all week long as I've watched these, I have one quick question.
Sure.
When do you work simply with a builder, and when do you need an architect for a remodeling project?
I think on many of these projects there was an architect. It seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, there always seems to be an overlap. The architect often comes up with the initial design, but often that gets modified quite a bit as the building process goes through. So I think you probably contributed on the design level too.
Exactly right. As the architect came up with the design, we tweaked it a little bit to the owner's desires, so it was a great working relationship, great team.
Okay, Charlie.
All right, thanks very much, Ron Hazelton. One more makeover to go. On Monday, how you can fit more fun into your home. We come back with Matthew Broderick in just a moment.
Good Morning America's winning home makeover series is brought to you by Lennox and by Delta.
So this is the 5th and final day of our special series on award-winning home makeovers. The renovated homes we've seen, of course, have been dream homes, magnificent, pretty costly. But even if your dreams and budget are not quite so grand, the same techniques can be applied to any remodeling project. And today, we join House Dr. Ron Hazelton in Hopkinton, Massachusetts to learn what's next. Ron.
How you doing?
Good.
You know, a couple of years ago when Deborah and Tom Coleman thought seriously about selling this house, they stopped and gave it a second thought and decided to stay put and renovate. Now take a look at the rear of this house before this project started. You'll notice when we come back here now that there are 2 wings that have been added. One right here, which allowed them to expand their kitchen and put in a sunroom, and another one right over here, which houses a great room. Now in just a second, I'm going to take you inside and show you everything. But first of all, I want to point out a couple things about this deck. You notice that it's in 2 levels right here. This creates 2 specific areas. You can have sunbathing going on down here, dining up here. Up here is a trellis. You can plant vines on this. It's a great place to hang plants. But most importantly, in this case, it serves as a screen to keep you from looking up on the roof and seeing some of the machinery that's up there. Favorite touch of mine, a built-in natural gas grill that turns this into an outside kitchen. All right, I want to take you indoors right now and start by giving you a look at the great room. Now, what this is characterized by mostly is spaciousness and grand scale, very high ceilings in here. And nowhere is that more evident than right on this end of the room. Take a look at this gigantic window right here. Well, actually, that's not one big window, but 9 separate windows. And if you take a look at this construction shot right here, I think you can see even more clearly that in fact there are 9 separate windows there instead of one big one. Well, I guess it's pretty obvious that this room was designed for family fun and a lot of entertaining. I mean, why else would there be a pool table here? Look over here. TV cabinet, these doors open. They not only open, but they slide back, and the TV pulls out and swivels so that it can be viewed from any place in the room. On this side over here, a really nice wet bar with double refrigerators in here, its own dishwasher, and over here, a very fancy corkscrew for that occasional bottle of wine. Now, if you look up here, you'll see at about 8 feet, there's a very elaborate cornice molding that runs all the way around the room, sort of breaks up these very high walls. This is how it was made, by blocking up several pieces of wood and several pieces of molding so that you get that effect. Now, again, take a look at this construction photo. It shows you the fireplace being built, a massive fireplace that dominates this end of the room. And one of the great things about this fireplace is that you can enjoy it from this room as well as from the living room. This is truly a fireplace that can be appreciated from 2 rooms. Now, let's take a look at the videotape or a still photo here of the kitchen before the remodeling was done. There you see it. Now, when the outside was pushed out, here in just a moment you'll see the exterior shot right here. See that in the foreground, that push out? That gave them enough room here to almost double the size of the kitchen. And when in a moment here you'll see the interior. There it is right there, the interior rooms with the walls already up, but the cabinets not yet in. Okay, let's come back here now and take a look at the kitchen the way it looks right now. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Over here, we've got a granite-topped built-in desk for the home office. And look at this. I've never seen this before. Doors built into the corner of a room. These are actually just standard pocket doors. The reason Deborah wanted this is that she didn't want to have to go all the way down here and through these French doors to get into the living room. So if you think you don't have wall space to put a door in, well, try looking on the corner. You just might find it right there. The work island here is oversized. There's probably as much countertop space right here as in the rest of the kitchen combined. Over on this side, a 6-burner commercial gas range, warming racks up here, and look at this, built-in infrared lights to keep that food warm. On top, skylights that are operated by this control panel right here. They have sensors. They'll close automatically if it rains. Now, let's look at this before photo. It's the kitchen standing about right where I am here as the wall is being knocked out. If you look through there, you can see the framing of the sunroom. Now, this is the way it turned out. Beautiful light out here, great for plants and for people. All right, now I'm going to walk back out on the deck. You notice I made a real circuit here. Great thing about this house is wonderful flow. Just in a circular motion right here. It's a house that was, as I said before, made for entertaining. Tom Coleman, your place.
Good morning, Ron.
What were you trying to accomplish here?
Well, we wanted a little larger room for entertaining purposes and things like that.
Great. Well, I think you definitely accomplished that. True, congratulations on winning this award. Fantastic job here. I can understand why you got the prize.
Thank you, Ron.
Diane?
All right, Ron, our thanks to True and to Tom, and it's so nice to see you getting an aerobic workout.
2 days in a row.
I know, listening to you breathless at the end of it, this is very good for you, I can tell. We'll
I got a
be
couple
back.
of tips for you if you like them on choosing a contractor. You got time for those?
Well, let me ask inside. Do we have time for one tip? Give me your best one.
Okay, first of all, choose somebody that's established. A contractor to stay in business has to satisfy their customers. Secondly, ask for references and check those references out. Call them up and talk to them. Get at least 3 bids and don't automatically choose the lowest one, and always get it in writing. Any contractor that says you don't need a contract is one you want to say bye-bye to.
Well done. 4 for 1 there. Thanks a lot. Ron, it's great to see you again. Coming up, country wisdom from a country superstar, Reba McEntire, on life lessons in word and song.
Thought about mine. You said when you lost her, you lost everything.